What's up, everybody? Ty Sites here, Shadow Games Report. Guess it's not showing up on the mic. Got my door cracked open because it's raining right now. Sounds lovely, especially on a metal roof. Oh, wait, now you can probably hear it. Testing. I think the AI starts to cancel it out after a little bit. It thinks it's static. Anyways, I'll stop playing with the sound. Let's get into the news. We're gonna do about 30 minutes of news as we always do. Before we start the game, get this off the screen. Good old summer, y'all. Hope you're enjoying it. Got me a new kayak. Get me some new fishing poles here soon. I keep talking about it because I'm gonna do it here soon. Close this out. Oops. Let's post that too. I forgot to post around, didn't I? Oh well. 3 arrests in Julio's murder. That sounds like a fake. I guess he probably named himself. Julio. Trump agrees to FBI interview. So how did they know it was a bullet? I just saw like a report the other day that the FBI knows it was Isaiah Chance Jr. 2 additional suspects at large. So I guess it's these 3 people. That sucks, bro. So he was a rapper. Damn, man. That sucks. Any kind of artist I hate seeing. Trump agrees to FBI interview on assassination. I've also got some other stories I want to cover too. Just gotta find everything. Usually helps if I start off from my last video. Wherever the hell that was. How long ago was that? Was that yesterday morning? Is this connection still being funky? I'll slap it here in a second. Don't make me come back and slap you. Alright. Let's see if that does anything. You better zibbity-doo-dah, zibbity-day right now. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Confirmed Russian meddling in 2016 to help Trump. Now he's speaking out. Oh yeah, this guy. This guy. Oh yeah, I actually did this yesterday on my show, which is what we're on right now. Yeah, this is true. I typed in the exact same phrase, tried a few different other ones too later on. Did not pop up. This means that the CIA used MK Ultra on the Trump shooter. They're joking, obviously, but at the same time, CIA denies conspiracy theory that it used MK Ultra on Trump shooter. Yeah, usually if the CIA says they didn't do something, it probably means they did something. The last story for Rolling Stone is up today. It's a profile of Michael Van Lundingham. This is from Adam Ronsley, CIA analyst who drafted the 2017 intelligence community assessment that concluded Russia meddling in order to help Trump. So this guy is popping back up again. He confirmed Russia meddling in 2016 to help Trump. Now he's speaking out. This is from the Rolling Stone. This guy, I don't know if he was a DEI hire. It kind of seems that way just from the headline. I haven't actually read the story. Overachieving pervert in NYC for Citibank internship tries raping woman day after groping another, said prosecutors. Overachieving pervert in NYC Citibank intern tries to raping. Yeah. What? Oh yeah, I guess he's making fun of cops. Whenever they see an underachieving pervert, they go after that guy. U.S. luxury house or home prices spiked 8.8% year over year to a record median of, I guess, 1,180,000 in the second quarter of 2024. Luxury homes are defined as the top 5% in market value of their respective metro area, according to Redfin. This was the largest increase since 2022 and the highest in overall. And over a decade after, or aside from pandemic disruptions. Luxury home price growth doubled non-luxury home price growth, which rose 3.8% year over year to a record $342,000, roughly. At the same time, luxury home inventory grew by 9.7%, the most since 2015, to the highest level in 3 years. Luxury homes are very expensive. Duh. Those have been expensive, but I can see how they're more expensive. I didn't want to go all the way up, damn it. Kind of kept me in my spot. Donald Trump was found guilty of fraud. Let's see, is this the actual? Yeah, this is his actual. Yeah, these are the final results. So it finally ended. I'd voted in this as well. Donald Trump was found guilty of fraud. He had his business shut down from fraud. He was held liable in court of sexual abuse. His properties made millions from foreign governments looking to curry favors while he was president. Who are you voting for? This is from Ed Krasenstein, a well-known liar. Which he'll lie about being a liar, but I mean, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just kind of easy to prove, especially with this heavy bias against Trump. TDS out the ass. 80% of the vote went to Donald Trump, 16% to Kamala Harris, which is surprising. I kind of figured RFK would have gotten a lot more. It's starting to seem like RFK is becoming more and more irrelevant as we go along. I was hoping for him to have some heavy punches, or I don't know, maybe even a debate with Donald Trump, even though he doesn't really have to. Just be like, it'd be just good to see Donald Trump including him and more, because the Democrats try so hard to keep him out. You know, just to be democratic, if that's even a thing anymore. Numerous people, including possibly children, have been shot in a mass shooting at a park where hundreds of people were gathered. This is in Rochester, New York. Currently, numerous law enforcement and emergency crews are on the scene. This was yesterday, 18 hours ago.
What's happening?
Actually, I'm not going to finish this video. Didn't show anything, but just in case it does show anything, you can check it out on my X account. Does not sound like it was very good, though. So I will not finish that video, just in case it gets too graphic. So I try to tell people this is not a kid's show. Yeah, even though I play video games, I mean, most of my games are pretty violent. Even Dragon Ball Z. Even though I watched that when I was a kid, I mean, it's still pretty violent, and I don't know, like, I guess some kids, it could probably provoke them to be bullies, in a sense, because there's a lot of arrogant mofos, see. There was too many kids on the playground that liked Vegeta and Cell, and all the enemies a little too much. You know, those are usually the early psychopaths in life, and they usually grow up to be pretty similar, so... Elon, you can cut staff and give up activism and censorship. Oh, that's what Elon said.
How do you run a company with only 20% of the staff?
It turns out you don't need double that many people to run Twitter.
But 80%? That's a lot.
Yes. I mean, if you're not trying to run some sort of glorified activist organization, and you're not care that much about censorship, then you can really let go of a lot of people, it turns out.
How do you run the company with only 20% of the staff?
Breaking. Flights being canceled out of Lebanon. As chaos breaks out of Beirut airport. This is 22 hours ago. Israel jets are circling southern Lebanon. Shit is about to go down. I thought this was interesting. She's an interesting character. Sometimes I agree with her, sometimes I don't. But I thought it was interesting to include for today. Israeli soldiers are wearing a badge on their own, or on their uniform, showing a map of Greater Israel, which includes parts of Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Syria, and Lebanon. This has been planned for a long time. They need excuses to make it happen. Yeah. There is a theory that Israel wants to take more than just Israel. They want to take large portions of the Middle East. So, don't know if that's entirely true yet, but it is a working theory with certain Zionist behavior. And, you know, some people know a lot more than I do when it comes to that. I honestly hate the subject. I don't even want to talk about Israel half the time, but we're kind of forced to, since it's doing a lot of shit that nobody wants for them to do. And thankfully we have Trump trying to call for peace. I'm not sure what really happened. I didn't hear too much from that particular meeting between those two. I would like to see if there's a bit more. Maybe I can find some more later. This is mind-blowing. U.S. federal debt just hit another record and is $2.5 billion from reaching $35 trillion for the first time in history. Since 2019, U.S. federal debt has skyrocketed by $13 trillion. To put this into perspective, the U.S. has added debt equal to 45% the second quarter of 2024. Wow. One second, y'all. One second, y'all. Okay. In the last 4 years, the U.S. debt has skyrocketed by $11 trillion. Dollars. Why can't I talk today? This is the size of 40% of the U.S. economy's GDP. By comparison, reaching the first $11 trillion of debt for the first U.S., it took 220 years. Reaching the first $11 trillion of debt for the first time, it took 220 years. Pretty insane, right? So within 4 years, we have $11 trillion of new debt. The first $11 trillion took 220 years to reach. Though, let's just be real, this current economic system started back, what was it, 60s, 70s, somewhere in there. So really, I think the first, because we were in a surplus in early 2000s, so really it's, I want to say most of it actually came under Obama. Seems like Bush and Obama. I thought this was a joke at first, but it's not. Kamala Harris' campaign is segregating its volunteers by race. These are the people who spent decades smearing their opponents as racist. Why do people tolerate this degrading treatment? More than 160,000 people joined white women for Kamala Harris' Zoom call. Now that we saw the Olympic opening ceremony laced with satanic, pedophilic, and cannibalistic imagery, flashback to August 19th of 2020, MSN asked Trump if he's secretly saving the world from a satanic cult of pedophiles and cannibals. He says, is that supposed to be a bad thing?
The crux of the theory is this belief that you are secretly saving the world from this satanic cult of pedophiles and cannibals. Does that sound like something you are behind?
Well, I haven't heard that, but is that supposed to be a bad thing or a good thing? I mean, you know, if I can help save the world from problems, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put myself out there, and we are actually. We're saving the world from a radical left philosophy that will destroy this country, and when this country is gone, the rest of the world would follow.
The crux of the theory is this belief that you are secretly saving the world from this satanic cult of pedophiles and cannibals. Does that sound like something you are behind? Or
well, I haven't heard that, but is that supposed to be a bad thing or a good thing? I mean, you know, if I can help save the world from problems, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put myself out there. And we are actually. We're saving the world from a radical left philosophy that will destroy this country. And when this country is gone, the rest of the world would follow.
China says from Ukraine to Afghanistan, from Iraq to Libya, NATO has brought war and disaster to these regions and their people. I would say that's pretty accurate. Unfortunately, this is also from Dr. Anastasia Maria Lopez. I'm actually not going to read all that, but it is kind of interesting to compare some of these when it comes to, I guess, how similar certain religions may be than others. But anyways, I'm not going to get into that. That's for a different channel. Leaked messages between counter snipers revealed they were aware of Thomas Crooks about 90 minutes before Trump was nearly assassinated. One of the counter snipers was reportedly leaving at the end of his shift, which is kind of insane considering Trump is about to take stage, when he noticed Crooks. Someone followed our lead and snuck in and parked by our cars, just so you know. Someone just letting you know because you see me go out with my rifle and put it in the car so he knows you guys are up there. A text chat obtained by the New York Times read. Kid leaning around building. Probably leaning around building. Yeah, probably kid leaning instead of learning. It's probably a typo. Around building we are in. AGR, I believe it is. Rangefinder looking towards stage. FYI. If you want to notify SS snipers to look out, I lost sight of him. A text in the group chat said, which is when the photo of Crooks was shared. Jeez, man. So we even have like a little screenshot here. Oh my god. Got the side of his face and everything. Kid leaning, yeah. That's what I just read. Call it into command and have a uniform check it out. So where was he? Who checked it out? Someone followed our lead. What does that mean? That's pretty odd. I'm just letting you know because you see me go out with my rifle and put it in the car, so he knows you guys are up there. He's sitting in direct table about 50 yards from the exit. That sounds super suspicious, the way they worded that. Just my insights and oversights. Far-left Senator Elizabeth Warren says Kamala Harris will grant citizenship to millions of illegal immigrants who illegally entered the country. Why rig one election when you can rig every election in the future? I believe we need to create a pathway to citizenship.
To have more resources in the states and cities that are supporting migrants, and I believe we need to create a pathway to citizenship. All of that is a part of what we need to do for comprehensive immigration reform. Kamala Harris will work with Congress and get that done. The border, to have more resources in the
Investigative journalist Seymour Hersh suggests Barack Obama threatened Biden with the 25th Amendment, saying he had Kamala's approval to force him out of the 2024 race. Hersh says Obama was deeply involved with the alleged coup and called Biden after his incident in Las Vegas. I went over reports this week with a senior official in Washington who helped me fashion an account of a White House in complete disarray, Hersh said. Obama called Biden after breakfast on July 20th and he said, "Here's the deal. We have Kamala's approval to invoke the 25th Amendment." A senior Washington official told Hersh. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Hakeem Jeffries were reportedly directly involved. Obama's plan was not to immediately endorse Kamala, but it was clear that she would get the nod. and it was determined that her being a prosecutor would help in debates. Really? Well, I haven't really seen her make a lot of good points yet. I don't think being a prosecutor really helps her that well. Obama had an agenda, and he wanted to seek it through to the end, and he wanted to have control over who would be elected. This is called a coup. Let's see what this video is real quick. Oh, he's gonna make it. Whew. Man, get that guy an escalator. I'm surprised they don't have those, honestly. A little escalator, stair for airplanes. And we got everything else stupid like that. Why can't we have little mobile escalators for old men? You never know, Trump might be shot in the leg or something stupid. God forbid, I didn't say that's gonna happen. Not calling for anybody to get shot. Unless you're my enemies. Kidding. Kidding, FBI. You know you're watching. Jackson Hinkle. Why is Russia banned from the Olympics, but Israel isn't? Kiev after 2 years of Russian bombing. Gaza after 2 weeks of Israeli bombing. Screw you, Hinkle. Just gonna say that real quick. Though I agree with him at the same time. It's a weird love-hate relationship, Hinkle. I've already talked about this, but this is basically the shooter. I just saw that Nick Sorter had a few extra details. I need 90 minutes beforehand. That's insane. Stand down. Alright. Trump agrees to FBI interview on assassination investigation. Trump has agreed to a victim interview with the FBI regarding the attempted assassination that occurred earlier this month. The FBI has been actively investigating the incident, interviewing over 400 individuals so far, and has disclosed that the shooter had searched for information on previous assassination attempts and other violent acts prior to the incident. Speaker Mike Johnson has announced a bipartisan task force to investigate the assassination attempt, which includes members from both Republican and Democratic parties. The task force aims to uncover the details surrounding the event and address any security failures that may have occurred. I'd like to see who the Democratic members are. Meta is now censoring actual photos of the Trump assassination attempt. On Facebook? Yeah, they usually blame blood or some kind of violence. I've noticed. I've had a few of my videos getting flagged. That's why I didn't show that video, the rest of that video earlier, of the gunfire. Sorry, Facebook. Sorry. Mike Johnson's office has announced the Republicans on the Trump assassination attempt task force. Mike Kelly, Mark Green, Dave Joyce, Laura Lee, Michael Waltz, Clay Higgins. Seems like a long list. Oh yeah, this is the thing I clicked earlier. Yeah, see? It says all this debt came from the 60s and 80s. Which, yeah, I guess it did. You can't really avoid it in a fiat currency, in my opinion, but it's obvious after Bush went away and all this, the bailouts and the banks, I guess, probably right in here. I imagine that's what the spike is. And then